Hailey Hoff is a 31-year-old professional makeup artist based in Los Angeles, originally from Seattle, Washington. With over 12 years of experience in the beauty industry, she has traveled the world for her work and collaborated with high-end brands and celebrity clients. Known for her skillful, personalized approach, Hailey is passionate about making her clients feel beautiful and confident. Whether she's on set or behind the scenes at a major event, she brings creativity, professionalism, and a deep love for her craft to every project.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Live the Glamour. I am so excited to be here with Hailey Hoff. You are an incredible makeup artist. I've seen all of your work. I know a lot of, I'm not personally know, but I'm familiar with a lot of the people that you've done makeup for, and it's just incredible. I think your style has really like influenced me a little bit because of like the way you do it, and I think it's glamorous, but still looks like the real person, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's such a compliment. Thank
Yeah.
you. I think enhancing beauty is like
It's it's so
it's harder to do, I
it
feel
is.
like.
It is. And I feel like to get that, to get the characteristics of a person without making them look like they're all done up, but like bringing out the best in them is
Yes,
the
I
key.
definitely had to like teach myself like how to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because it used to be like more is
Yes,
more, like do
yes, yes.
more. And then I think just on the in the progression of even the last decade of makeup, like, the 2016 brow, like things are just different now, but it
Totally.
would definitely took some getting used to of like, oh, I don't need X, Y, and Z. I just
Right.
need X. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I think, and especially with social media, I feel like there's so many different trends that get incorporated into makeup.
Yes.
We can get right into how you got started, like what your journey was just from the very beginning.
Yeah. So I'm originally from Seattle, Washington. And as much as I like love Seattle, would love to end up back there one day, but for like the glam industry, I don't even think it was even like called glam back then because I moved to LA almost 15 years ago.
Okay.
And when I had told my parents that I didn't want to go to school, I wanted to become a celebrity makeup artist, they were like,
Mm.
what is that? And I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna Google it, but I know it's a thing. Like
Right.
people have to do makeup for celebrities. So I Googled how to become a celebrity makeup artist, and there wasn't a lot to
Mm.
go off of, especially this is, so long ago.
Yeah.
And there was three makeup artists at the time that were like the renowned. It was
Mm.
Pat McGrath, who
Okay.
is mother. There was Sam Fine and like Sir John.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he used to do Beyonce a lot. And they all had different types of makeup, like the way that they would do it. But
Mm.
the one thing that pretty much everybody had in common was working at a department store first.
Oh, interesting.
And so then I eventually found, I forget whose article, maybe it was just like a Glamour article or
Mm.
something talking about the industry. And it said like start in a department store because you have to build your kit and
Mm.
that takes money. And I didn't have money. And so when you work at a department store, I worked at Nordstrom in Santa Monica. And when you work for a brand, you get a lot of free product. And so I worked for Chanel Cosmetics.
Oh,
So
wow.
my first makeup kit
That's
ever
amazing.
was like tester Chanel products.
That's incredible.
It was an amazing start to the career.
Mm.
But it actually, like, no hate to Chanel
Mhm.
Cosmetics, but like it taught me that just because it's more expensive
Mhm.
doesn't mean it's better.
Wow. Yeah.
Um, but they have some great products. But
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
I started there, worked there for about 2-ish years, maybe a little bit more, 2.5. And then I had girls coming back to me to the counter like every weekend
Yeah.
when this used to be, I don't know if it's a thing anymore to go get your makeup done at the makeup counter,
You know,
but
that's something I always wonder because I it was always a thing? Like that's what you did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I went to
Like
Mac every
always
single
for like
weekend. Yeah.
prom and everything, like that's where you would go.
My prom makeup was done at the Mac
Yeah.
counter. And you had to buy three products.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Yeah, but that actually, I learned a lot of how to do makeup like at
Mm.
the Mac counter because it used to be a thing where you go to Mac, you had to buy the three products, but as they were doing your makeup, they had to teach you how to do it.
Ah, okay.
So
Yeah.
that was like it
Right.
was a great formula for them at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So I worked there for about 2.5 years, and girls would just come back to me to the
Mm.
counter to get their makeup done. And I had a lot of repeat people. And then I would have these women ask me, like, can you come to my house? I have an event. And I was like, yeah, and that kept happening more. And then Glam Squad, the app,
Yes.
came out.
Yeah.
And one of the girls that worked at Nordstrom with me in the department, she worked for Mac, and she started working for Glam Squad. And she was like, you should start working for Glam Squad. You get to do freelance. Like the money's good. They're getting bigger. I'm getting busier. And so I kind of just quit on a whim. And I remember calling my dad and I was like, I just quit Nordstrom. And he was like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I'm gonna be a celebrity makeup artist. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. And he was so sweet. He was like, okay, like
Mm.
I'll help you, I'll support you. And so I interviewed with Glam Squad, got the job there. And that's really where my freelance career started. And it's funny because with Glam Squad, it's like a $60 appointment or something, or it's like 75, something like really small,
Right.
like cost wise. So they used to call it, I think, like Uber, like on demand makeup.
Okay.
But I would only make like $45 of that.
Right. From after.
So
Yeah.
after the whole thing, so I would pack my day like of 8 people,
Oh,
or at least
wow.
hope, like what was hoping that I would
Yeah.
have 8 people. Um, and I met a lot of people through there. I did Whitney Port through Glam
Yeah. Yeah.
Squad, um, Teddy
Wow.
Mellencamp.
Mm.
So there was like a few little
That
celebrities
came
like
in. Yeah.
that that they would be like, this is a really high-end client. And I definitely had to like work because there was like, they didn't like to say there was tears, but there was
Mm.
definitely
I'm sure.
tears.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure.
you only want to send your best people to
Yeah.
these high-end
Especially to
clients.
someone like that, they want to get those to repeat. So, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it was a really big deal at Glam Squad to not poach the client and take
Mm.
them. But it kind of naturally happens
Yeah.
because it's kind of like, like my TaskRabbit handyman. I'm like, I don't want to go through
Right.
TaskRabbit. Can I just text you?
And it's easier once you start to get to know someone. It's like you just want to work with
Exactly.
them. Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. And you create, I mean, doing somebody's makeup, it's so intimate.
It is.
So
And
like
specific.
you create these relationships with people. So anyways, I'm like so ADD all over the
No,
place.
no, I love it.
But
I love this is like my favorite because you're explaining it the way someone really wants to hear it, not
okay.
just like the basics, like, oh, I love it.
Right.
I love
I'm
it.
very specific with how I started because
Yeah.
um I'll I'll get to why. But
Yeah, yeah.
so then yeah, worked for Glam Squad up until COVID. And
Oh,
then
wow.
COVID hit, and that was 2020. And I was starting to kind of wean off of them,
Mm.
like because I was just getting so busy with
Your
like
own. Yeah.
my own clients. But remember at this point, like influencers aren't really a thing yet.
No.
But there's like Instagram models
Yes.
and but like influencing in general, like it was not what it is today.
No.
So I um was doing like more shoots and
Mm.
stuff. And then COVID hit, couldn't touch anybody.
Right.
So and I also wasn't couldn't make money. Like
Yeah, yeah.
for some reason it was really hard for me to like sign up for like the unemployment because I
Yeah.
was self-employed. So it's like
You
when
don't have
that all that
anything. Yeah, there's not like a
so
business to say you did
exactly.
what you did. Yeah.
exactly, like I had like tax like
Right.
1099s, but like it was really hard to like try to get money from the government. So
Right.
I sublet my apartment and I moved home
Oh, wow.
to Seattle for 7 months.
Wow.
And for the first three, nobody knew what was happening. For the first 3 months I was there, it was like March up until June. We were like, is the world
Right.
gonna
Yeah, it was
end? Like,
crazy.
what's happening? So then I sublet my apartment and I actually got a waitress job in my hometown, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Did it for 5 months, and it like helped me like
Hmm.
get back on my feet, pay some bills, like whatever. And then I had a client that kept texting me being like, I'm filming and I need you. There's no makeup artists here.
Oh,
Everybody's
wow.
gone. Nobody's wanting to work.
Yeah.
So I actually then ended up moving back here, but moving in with her because I still had my apartment on sublet. So I lived with one of my clients for 3 months. It was amazing. Like I bless her heart, I was like
Hmm.
living for free, but I was also doing her makeup for
Right.
free. So it was like a good
It was a
payoff.
good, yeah, it was a good mix.
But when I wasn't working with her, that's when like these influencers started to come out of the gate. And so I would just DM them and say like, "Hey, like want to glam? I'm bored. Like
Yeah.
let's make
Yeah.
some content." And so then I just started doing like some influencers for
Hmm.
free, just straight out of like boredom,
So smart.
not even thinking that anything's going to come of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
just like for fun and to make content and just to
Yeah.
work.
You're right.
And
Right.
so then fast forward to I think like February 2021. Yeah, things were still iffy
Yeah.
with COVID, but the first celebrity that ever slid into my DMs that really kind of like helped me was Audrina Patridge from The Hills.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just because I grew up, that's my era. Like I
Yeah.
grew up on the hills, like love it. Like was I went brunette because of
Yeah.
her. Like we talk about it all the time. And she said that she had a bunch of things because she was filming that Hills the beginning
Oh,
or
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. That's when that
new
new
beginning.
the new version of it was coming out. Yeah.
Yes. So they were filming that, and she was like, I have a bunch of events. And she said these words. She said, I see your name everywhere. And
Oh,
I was like, oh my gosh, because when I do these influencer girls, I would just ask them to tag me.
right. And you're
And
just doing that out of pure, just like a way, like to create content.
yes,
Oh my gosh,
exactly.
that's amazing.
So that's just like really what kind of
Yeah.
like got momentum. And then like fast forward to I think like June or something, I slid into Tinks,
Oh,
the
yes. Yes.
influencer. I slid into her DMs and she like immediately replied,
Mhm.
which was like
Yeah.
so cool. I felt so
Yeah.
cool. But I was just like, hey, if you ever need makeup, and she was like, oh, I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. Is there any chance it needs to last till 2 a.m.? Is there any chance you can do my makeup? And I was like, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did her makeup, and it was really like it was Tinks that helped me like
And at that time,
just
she was getting really big. I mean, she was like,
yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The empire that she has built for herself is like
Incredible.
incredible.
Yeah.
But this is when she was still doing like her rich mom starter
Yeah.
packs, and
Yeah.
like she was just so like she
In
hadn't
that
made like
beginning
made
of,
her like
yeah.
money yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
like it was fun because we kind of just like started together,
Yeah.
and I owe so much of like
Oh,
loyalty and just like a
that's an
lot to
incredible. I
her.
mean, she's amazing. So that's like a
She
huge,
is, yeah.
yeah.
And it was just such like it was a fun time. And then
Mm.
from her it was like it was a domino effect. Like
Wow.
it was like Charlie D'Amelio or Heidi D'Amelio found me from Tinks, and then I was working with Heidi, so then I was working with Charlie, and then just like
Had all
it
the
just
good. I mean,
started.
those are like like the top of TikTok, I feel like, if you're gonna do anyone. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And it
Incredible.
was just so fun and exciting and new,
Yeah.
but like I didn't assist anybody.
Mm.
And that if I was to tell like a makeup artist today who's trying to get into this industry, I would be like, I
Assist.
don't care if you're not making money,
Yeah.
bartend at night,
Yeah.
like, but you need to assist because
Mm.
it like, or maybe it's easier now because of Instagram,
Right.
for people, but I just wish I had known like certain etiquette.
Mm.
I wish I had an in with like their agent because like I don't have an agent. I had one.
Mm.
We don't even have to talk about that. But yeah, it just I feel like my career took a little bit longer because I didn't have that already like shoe in. So I
So,
just had to
yeah.
really build everything myself
You
and
really
just
did, though. You built it completely. Like, it's incredible because that's not, especially in the industry, especially where you were, like, LA, it's like that is, there's so many people, there's so many, you know, I feel like I don't want to use the word obstacles, but there's just so many things that can,
Oh, there was obstacles. I
yeah,
was a waitress.
right.
I
Like,
took a break from makeup artistry to be a waitress.
yeah,
Like that was definitely a little setback. And it
yeah,
at first I was like, oh, am I just gonna like move home and
yeah. And that's it.
is
Like,
the industry ever gonna become what it is?
yeah,
And if I had never moved home, lived with that client,
right.
like started doing influencers for free because I was living for free. So I didn't
Right.
have like rent or
It like
anything.
allowed you
It
into
allowed me,
just kind
yeah.
of move, yeah,
And it's just so crazy because everything really does just like
happen.
happen.
I feel like when you allow it, because
Yes.
you sound like you were very open and you weren't trying to control, like, well, no, I'm not going to do this or I'm going to try that. I think it sounds like you really were just like letting it flow. And so things like came in and you kept
Yeah.
the next, the next, the next. And that's honestly in any business what you really have to do and be able to shift a little bit. Because I think if you have
Yeah.
a mind to set in like, oh, I'm only going to do this, then it can stop all this other like amazing stuff from happening.
100%. And like a lot of that, it's funny because I have this talk with a lot of in like industry people a lot. I'm like, we get fired every day.
Yes.
Like we like people stop using you, like
Mm,
and you won't know why. And like then you never after doing them for 5 years, then you never talk again. It's
right.
like, but that's just the industry. So you really have to be able to be flexible, bounce back,
Yeah.
have a different game plan. Like nothing's ever concrete.
Mm,
Um, in my version of it. Like I
right.
think for some people it's probably just been so smooth sailing or I
Mm.
mean that's hard to believe, but
I know,
like
right?
just to some people it kind of like seems like oh like they had a shoe in or
Right.
like they had this connection, which connections really are everything in this industry.
Yeah.
But that's another thing about like assisting somebody. You like
You
you
have
get their
those.
connections and
Yeah.
then like I don't know, there's a lot that I would have done differently
Yeah.
starting out, but then there's a lot that I wouldn't because I don't think I would be as like resilient,
Mm. I know, and you sound
you
like
know?
like you can
Oh yeah,
handle a lot.
I can, but that's on therapy.
Yeah.
Like I I thank God every day for her.
Yeah. No, I mean, you seem very confident. It's like confident in it, in yourself and in the industry, which is amazing. I feel like it could really be hard sometimes. So you want to be able to take
Yeah.
things and not take them so personally and be able to allow it to, like you said, if someone stops using you, how do you handle that? What do you do? And I
Oh,
think,
it's like it's the hardest thing. Like
yeah, yeah,
I've cried over losing clients and like not knowing why.
right.
And then my therapist is like, "Sh-
It's not you.
that's the
Yeah,
industry, babe." Like
right,
this,
right. Yeah.
she said this analogy to me once, and I was like, oh my gosh. She was like, so the crocodile hunter,
Mhm. Yes, yes,
he died, by being
yes.
stung by a stingray.
Mhm.
But that was like in his job. Like that's
Right.
if you're gonna go into those waters, you're
Yeah.
gonna get stung.
Yeah.
That is this world. It's
Oh,
like
that's so
if
good.
I'm going to work in this industry, I'm gonna get stung.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
just the
And be
name of the
ready.
game. Yeah.
That is such
Hopefully
a
it
good,
won't kill me,
right.
but
Yeah. Hopefully not. Like it just, teaches little lessons, I guess. Do you
yes.
feel like there's something that stands out to you that you're most proud of up to this date doing, or someone that you had a goal to work on and you got that? I know it's a big question.
I know, I'm trying to think. I had always wanted to go on tour.
Oh,
Um, like that was like a young, like, oh, that'd be cool to go on
yeah.
tour with somebody. And it's not that I went on tour with her, but Noah Cyrus.
Oh, yeah.
I worked with her for a couple of years and we would like jump on
Hmm.
some of the
Oh,
shows with her.
that must be exciting
And
to do.
that was really an experience. It taught me that that's not what I want to do. Like,
Mm.
I don't want to be like a tour artist. I
Right.
don't have it in me. Maybe because I am like older now.
Yeah,
If I
yeah.
was like 22,
It's different. Yeah.
perfect. I'm on there.
Yeah.
But that was a really cool, just like, oh, check, like that's
Yeah.
something I wanted to do. Trying to think of what else.
Do you have any advice that you would give? I know you're so good. You covered a lot of questions that were coming up for me. But do you feel like there's any specific advice? I think one of them you said was assist. Is there anything else that you would say to someone maybe starting out in
That's wanting to start out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think as much as I personally hate it and don't like to do it is social media.
Uh,
I think posting is huge, especially if you're just starting out, just like even if it's just a look on yourself,
hmm,
like just like post all the time, every day.
yeah,
Stories, like
do it.
just do it. Like just
Yeah.
keep yourself busy doing that and like reach out, like do what I like reach out to people
Yeah,
and
it
be like,
sounds like
hey,
that you did that. Yeah, which is
yeah, and just DM them and say, do you want your makeup done? Like would love to do it for you. And they may or may not respond,
right.
but that's also just you just never know who you're gonna meet.
Yeah.
And then there's been times where I have seen people in the wild and I'm like, I know who you are. I would love to do your makeup.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, so
Yeah.
that's also I'm just like, just go for
Be
it.
confident
Just
and go for it. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like that's scary for a lot, but needs to be said because it is an industry that if you're not going out there and getting it, it's not just gonna like come to
Oh
you.
yeah.
You have to be
It's not,
out there.
yeah. There was definitely a period of time where I was like, I need to be doing more. I need to be doing
Mm,
more outreach.
yeah.
And then once I like set my mind to it, it started happening
Yeah, yeah,
because you're
yeah.
just like, okay, let's
You're
do
gonna do
this. Like
it.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to glam.
I'm gonna go into like the makeup side because I feel like everyone's
Hmm.
in it. Do you have three holy grail like products that you would say? I don't know if there's anything that everyone can use, but that you're just like, yes, we need this. Whether it's
I
brands
think,
or specific type, like a mascara or something like that. But is there,
yeah, Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I it's just that's a holy grail in
yeah.
itself. I think whether you're a regular person, whether you're a makeup artist, like I will always and forever have that in my kit.
Mm,
I think it's buildable, it looks like skin, it's pretty. There's such a shade range, and they've really upped their shade range a lot recently, maybe in the past like year or
mm,
two. And so there's just so much to choose from, and I mix a lot of the shades like
okay.
to get like the
Good.
perfect shade, and it's such a mixable product. Um, the Patrick Ta Beauty eyeshadow palettes,
Oh,
he has three of them right now. You need all three of them and
really?
you will use them. Like there's a reason why he does so well. And it's because like it's a makeup artist creating what we want.
He already knows. Yeah,
He
yeah.
already knows. And then for myself personally, the Dior Lip Maximizer lip gloss.
Oh my God. You're gonna make me
Well,
immediately go out and get these.
no, like it is hands. I have it on right now.
I'm looking at your lips the whole time. I'm like, they're so perfect.
Okay, so this is my superpower, and I don't know why. I can eat an entire meal, drink all night long, and this will not
No
move.
way. Oh my God, that's amazing.
No, like people are like I've had friends that
Wow.
I'm like just meeting and they're like, "Do you have your lips tattooed?" I'm like, "No." I
Just
don't know
saying,
why. But
just the way.
I'll do this combo like on Friends because they're like,
Hmm,
"Well, I want that." And
right.
then 20 minutes later
Off.
it's gone.
What?
So I don't know if it's just my
Yeah.
lips. I don't
You have to
know.
do like a whole video on just like eating something and how.
I know. Like, here's me eating an
Perfectly.
entire sub sandwich.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But but the lip maximizer, I have it right here. It's this little guy.
Oh, yes. Okay, I've seen that one. All right.
Yeah, I love the shades beige.
Mm.
So this is 013, and then I think it's either 010 or 001. It's their pink.
Oh, I've never
Um,
used it, but I've seen that color because I
and
tend to.
it's just like a clear, like if I was going to the gym, like
Right.
I would just throw that on.
Oh, wow. I
But
get it.
yeah,
I'll link them for everybody too. So,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, so
Um,
those three things I think are my like
Go to.
that just like came to my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah.
means they're definitely like good ones.
Yes.
What would you say is your typical day? I know there's probably not a typical day, but what do like, can you go through your day a little bit? Um,
Like
yeah,
just like a normal
yeah,
work
just like a
day.
normal work day, and then maybe like how you start the day, how you finish the day. And I know there's probably a lot of in between running around to different projects and stuff too.
Yeah, so every day looks different unless I'm working on like a specific project
Mhm.
or if I'm on um like with a client out of state.
Right, right.
Which I do travel a lot. And that's like consecutive days in a row.
Hmm.
So those kinds of things, that's just like I'm very just much on like on the client's time, the client's schedule.
Right.
I don't know if you can hear this, but there is a helicopter like
No,
circling my house.
God.
Hopefully it
No, I
doesn't
don't, I
mess up
mean, I
the
can't hear it, so it's okay.
okay, hopefully it doesn't mess up the audio. But yes, I'm very much just like on their time when I'm with them. And then like a day to day here, like this week I have like Monday I had a client. Yesterday I had two clients.
Hmm.
Today I had one client. Tomorrow I'm doing a makeup lesson
Oh,
for an old bride of mine. I did her wedding.
oh, wow.
And so I'm doing a makeup lesson for her and her mom, and that's like a whole day thing. Um, which I don't do that often, but when I
Hmm.
do them, makeup lessons are so fun.
Really? To teach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To like, because you just like, there's not a lot of times where I'm just like gabbing about makeup, but like,
Oh, yeah. Like where
and
you're
I don't know,
actually
they're
getting to
just,
talk it through. Yeah.
yeah. And it's just like fun. And to
Yeah.
like see people like get excited about like knowing where to place their contour. I don't know.
No,
I
I get
love
it.
it.
Yeah. And I feel like as much
So,
as you can see it being done until someone actually teaches you like specifics, it's very hard, like you wouldn't know. I not
yeah,
that you wouldn't know, but it wouldn't be something that you're like you want to hear someone tell you like, oh, go a little higher or whatever the term,
yeah.
you
A
know.
client of mine, she didn't know, or she was talking about like her contour placement. And I was like, oh no, like I think you should just go like, like a
Mm.
little bit more above the cheekbone. Like when she's doing her makeup herself, she's like, I just really struggle and it always just looks like muddy. So I taught her a little technique, and then she was out of town and she posted a photo and I DM'd her and I was like, did you do the placement? And she, in all caps, she was like, yes. And I was like, I can tell.
That's the
Like
best feeling.
yeah, I was like, it looks so
Yeah.
good.
Oh.
But yeah, so this week is just like so all over the place. But because I live in LA, I spend a ton of time in
Mm.
my car.
I bet.
Um, and just like driving from A to B, like it's hard unless everybody's kind of like at the same place.
Mm.
You can't do multiple people in a day.
Yeah. It's impossible. It's
It's
like,
just impossible. So, but I always Um, I'm in a I'm in a serious relationship.
oh.
So I always and he makes me coffee in the morning. So that's how
Oh.
I start the day. And I'm a sleeper. So if I don't have
And
clients early, like I will take advantage of that and like I
yeah.
will not be out of bed until 10.
Yeah, I
And I very much value sleep.
yeah.
And because my life is so hectic and very
You
last
probably
minute,
need it. Yeah, like
yes.
anytime you can get it. I feel like
Anytime, yeah, I'm just
yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna take advantage because I don't know if next
You might
week
not get it for
I'm out of town.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'll sleep in or whatever. He'll make me coffee. I'll do my clients. I'll try if I have like clients near each other or
Mm,
just um if I have like an hour, I'll try to do errands in that time.
yeah.
Somehow I always end up at a Sephora, not not needing anything, and yet $300 later.
There it is.
Um, and then I'll come home. I love to cook.
Oh, nice.
So cooking is like therapy for me. I
Mm,
love cooking, especially for my boyfriend, because he likes to
that's
eat
nice.
and
Yeah.
I like making things for him. So we'll do that. I'll have a glass of wine and then we'll just like watch a show.
Oh wow. I love
I'm
that. Yeah.
I am like out of my party girl era
Yeah.
and I love it because I really did it,
Yeah. And you're probably
you
still
know?
in it a little bit as you're doing because you're still in a very party like industry. So I feel like no matter what, it's like you're always gonna, not that
So
you're
like,
specifically partying, but
yeah,
you're at in environments that it could be existing. So
totally.
yeah.
I just don't go to them anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Got
like
it.
so that like I just love coming home, cooking,
Yeah.
having a glass of
Oh,
wine,
that's
and like
so
watching
nice.
a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the era. I'm in my soft girl
Yes.
era, and I'm
Nice.
loving it. So yeah, that's just kind of like
Oh, I
I
love
don't know. I can like look at my schedule, and because I run my own schedule, like I'll like you can ask me any day next week what I have and I can tell
Oh
you.
wow.
Like it's like I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, like I don't know. I've always been like that with like dates and
Yeah,
times and like, okay, that's what's happening. Um, but I can look at my schedule on a Monday. And if I look back on my schedule the following Sunday, I'm like, oh, none of this was like
yeah.
none of these clients were on my schedule
Oh,
at the
that's
beginning of the week.
amazing. Yeah, so
So
you
that's like
never know.
how fast things
Crazy.
go and it's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how it changes so quickly. So you never know what's gonna happen. Uh
Yeah, like even today with our interview, how I was
yeah.
like, I have to
Yeah.
take
No, I
somebody.
totally get it. I totally get it.
But
Oh, it's
yeah,
amazing. I think this is, I mean, I love hearing these stories and the audience, they like to hear just how exactly how you explained it because it really shows like the inside of what goes on and not just like the glamorous part but the whole process of how you got there and
yeah.
it's so important to see that so I appreciate it and they appreciate it. Can you let everyone know how to find you, where to find you? We'll put links to below but let everyone
Oh,
know.
yes. So you can find me at Makeup by Hailey Hoff on Instagram. I don't really TikTok, but maybe I'll start dabbling in that. So if you want to follow me there.
Okay,
But
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for this.
You're
This
so welcome.
is
This
so
was so
exciting.
fun. I feel
Yeah,
like this was like such an easy, just like girl chat.
that's what I want. Always, it's always the goal is for it to be nice and easy, just like a fun chat. So I appreciate you and your time and everything. Thank you so much.
Of course.